Are Android tablets really that bad? I wanted to find out the answer to that question, so I bought one.
Well, sort of. This was given to me for free by my carrier when I upgraded my phone last year, which is a common practice among carriers in North America. If you have a limited data plan, they attach a tablet with a couple more gigabytes for say $5 to $10 a month. Or if you have an unlimited data plan, you get a free tablet and you get to share data between your smartphone and the tablet.
I got the latter offer for the Huawei Mediapad T5, a really inexpensive and low-spec tablet from 2 years ago. I've been using it as my secondary device for the past 2 months, and contrary to popular belief, it's been great. In fact, this entire video was edited on this inexpensive tablet with just 2 GB of RAM. Stick around to find out how that went. First thing I liked about this tablet is the display. It's got a 10.1-inch Full HD IPS LCD display that comes with 224 pixels per inch. I know it's not the greatest pixel per inch number, but trust me when I say you'll barely notice it while consuming content or using day-to-day applications because the display quality is that good. In iPad terms, I would say it's comparable to the display on the 6th and 7th gen. I elevated that display and the overall experience by adding an active stylus pen and a case with Bluetooth keyboard. The stylus doesn't have fancy touch controls or pressure sensitivity, but hey, I'm not an artist and I'm not drawing on this tablet. I mostly use it to navigate the UI, take short notes, highlight stuff, sign documents, etc. The keyboard is kind of crazy though. The keys are great travel, it has function keys that let you control the tablet, and it's got RGB lighting that are really bright. But here's the best part. Both these accessories together costed me less than $60 and they work with Windows, Android, iOS and macOS. That is the flexibility that Android and its accessories give you as opposed to the ones that you get in the locked Apple system. The next thing I liked about this tablet is the performance. Yes, I was surprised too. It's got an octa-core processor, but it's over 2 years old, and even if it did have some performance to showcase, the 2 GB of RAM is such a bottleneck. Adding to those woes is Android 8 Oreo, which along with any new Android version is not optimized for tablets.
But despite everything going against it, this tablet slapped me on my face and said, "Specs is not everything, try me."
So I did. About 90% of the apps I have on my Samsung S10 Plus and the Pixel 4 XL were compatible with this tablet, and they worked 100% of the time, albeit with some stutters while opening and switching between applications. Streaming apps like YouTube, Netflix, Popcorn, etc. all worked great. Social media apps worked without any hiccups. Photo editing apps like Lightroom and Snapseed were a delight to work with given the big display, but it did take time to export heavy edits, which is okay for a 2-year-old base spec tablet running older software. In terms of memory management though, with the 2 GB of RAM, I was only able to keep 2 applications in memory, which was kind of a bummer, but I'm sure the 3 and 4 GB variants would perform way better. Another great thing about this tablet is the battery life. It's got a 5000 mAh battery, which gave me an average of over 7 hours of screen on time thanks to the power efficient processor and less pixels to push, and given the fact that the 1080p Full HD display runs on full brightness all the time.
Alright, let's talk about video editing, specifically how I edited this video with this tablet.
I scripted this and several of my recent videos on this tablet, which is when I decided to give editing a shot. So I shot everything on my Canon 700D in 1080p at 30 frames per second and tried to import all the footage, voiceover and music files which weighed over 10 GB, only to realize that the tablet had 4 GB of usable space out of the 16 GB of internal storage. But remember, this is an Android. So I quickly transferred everything over to my 32GB OTG drive and I was back in the game. I used Velo Video Editor as my primary editor since it's free, allows me to export without watermark, and overall really well optimized for Android. A video coming on this later. I also used KineMaster for some effects, and to be honest it did stutter, but only when I imported the files. After it loaded everything, the scrubbing, adding effects, playback, everything was superb. All I can say is Android tablets are not that bad. In fact, they're actually good.
Anyway, you're witnessing what this tablet was able to push out, so you be the judge. If this inexpensive low-spec tablet was capable of this much, imagine what a mid-spec, slightly more expensive tablet would be capable of. We just need to remove the negative stigma that's been created around Android tablet by media outlets and some members of the YouTube community and give it an honest shot. And no, I'm not denying that the software support is horrendous. Yes, it is, but that's because we, the consumers, didn't show Google and app developers that we were interested. If we did, I'm sure Google would have seen the financial benefits and did more for the Android tablet community. Anyway, it's not too late. Companies like Amazon, Samsung, Huawei, and Asus still make good tablets. So if you like the customizability and accessibility that Android provides and would like to stick around in this ecosystem, then I'll leave some options in the description below. Or if you know any better options, do mention them in the comment section for everyone to see. Alright guys, so that's about it for this video. I'll be coming out with a detailed review on the video editing application that I mentioned earlier. So subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon for notifications on that video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care in the meantime.